So this is the rosemary bush I'll be harvesting the cuttings from. It's in my sort of forest garden border. So got lots of fruit trees up there, and it's just below this bay tree, and it's in with a load of other stuff. So things like oregano, blackcurrant bushes, myrtle, and lemon thyme and chives and loads more stuff. So I'm just going to take some cuttings and I'll show you what I've got and how I prepare them. Just taking the cuttings from new growth, the really green growth. And if you have a look at it here, what you do is follow the stem all the way down until it starts to get darker. And you can see that the light green stem, that's what you want. So I would cut it off somewhere down there so you get as much of it as possible. And I'll collect a few of those and show you how to prepare them. Hey guys, so I've got loads of cuttings here, and they're really long, much longer than I've had before, so it must have been a really good growing season. And we're going to prepare these cuttings, and then I'm going to show you how to grow them on, and also I will show you some results of what you're going to be expecting to see from the root systems and from them growing. So we just need to take 2/3 of the existing leaves off, and you can do that by just pulling them off like that, or you can just nip them off with your fingernail, or you could even use a pair of scissors, however is easiest for you. And what will end up is with a really long stem, so lots of opportunity to root from, and I'll just prepare the rest of the cuttings and show you what I've got. Windowsill, out of any direct sunlight, and cuttings grow really well for me in this area. So I'm going to come back to you and show you the root systems that grow, and also I will pop them on in soil, but the results take quite a long time to see, so I'll show you some that I grew last year, and you can see what sort of growth to expect. Welcome back. So we've got some initial results of our cuttings in water. We've split them out into 2 different pots so that, you know, if one of them completely fails and gets a bit too contaminated, or, you know, doesn't work, then it leaves the other one free. So let's have a look at the root systems, and I'm going to show you some that I did last year that will give you an idea of what growth you're going to get. So some really good roots from this set. This one's a bit of a funny one. Looks like it's had some pest get in there and bind all the leaves together, and it hasn't done anything, so we'll discard that. But these are looking really good. And they've got several roots. That one's actually rooted from the bottom, and so have these two. Well, 3. This one's rooted above where it's sort of died back a bit, but we'll plant that, and that'll still do really well. And if we have a look at the ones in this pot, they've done really well as well. Lots and lots of root, so loads of root all the way around that one. That one's rooted a bit higher, and just below it's died off a bit, but that should still plant really well. That one's completely failed, so we'll get rid of that. So just one failure from each pot, and the rest of them looking really good. So I'm going to plant them into soil, and join me right now, and I'll show you the results that you get. So I've just planted the cuttings in this pot here, in a pot as large as possible, and keep it under under a tree in a really shaded area. That way it keeps moist, and they'll grow fine throughout the winter. This one on the right here is a pot I did last year, and you can see that some of these cuttings have grown really long, and especially this one. I mean, that was the biggest one, and I think we can certainly expect our cuttings we've just planted to look similar to that in a year's time. They do take quite a long time to grow, especially when you're doing cuttings from new growth with rosemary. So there it is, and check out my channel if you want to see any other videos of my garden or any other plants that I've propagated, and thank you for watching.